We also have a script runner for Jira, which is of course a wonderful tool. Fortunately, on Jira Data Center, when we do these things, they're always looking for a specific feature. So we can't really please each and everyone. Hello everyone. So today let's talk about one feature which I think should be included with Jira out of the box. Now, of course, when it comes to adding new features in Jira, enhancing the capabilities of the tool, we have a lot of ways. Of course, we have the option to install apps, and apart from installing an app, we also have a script runner for Jira, which is of course a wonderful tool on data center. One feature which I think or enhancement which I think should be there out of the box is a configurable clone feature. Now right now in Jira, of course, you can clone your issues. And when you clone your issues, you of course have the option to go to more and then select clone. I think on cloud it is slightly different, but basically this clone feature is something which is useful. People use it a lot, and I think this feature should be there, but it is very limited when it comes to the enhancements in this clone feature. First of all, we should have this clone feature a bit more configurable based on roles. So imagine that you should allow only certain people in your project, or maybe based on the project role, it could be group or some other condition. Basically, it should be configurable, like the permissions should be a bit more configurable. And this is actually very important because you don't really want to allow people or allow everyone in your team to perform the clone. And I can give you some examples. For example, let us say there is a bug which is now closed. Now, of course, we have workflow properties. We can make the bug or that particular issue non-editable. But if you don't really want to do that, if you just want to have this clone feature available to users, maybe at a certain point in the workflow, and only certain people can perform clone. So what I'm trying to say here is that the clone feature right now, it is there for you, but at the same time, this clone feature is there for you across your issues lifecycle from the beginning till the end. So maybe if we can have it based on some permission and also some conditions, I think that would be wonderful. So my feeling is, or my wish list here is that maybe if we can have this clone feature that can be somehow mapped to the workflow conditions, right? That would be wonderful. And right now, of course, that is not the case. Fortunately, on Jira Data Center, when we do these things, we use, of course, our own custom clone. We can write our own scripts to do that. We can, of course, have a new option that we can enable using fragments. We can also hide using fragments. And even the native clone feature can be hidden. Apart from adding conditions or permissions, we really need to have this capability in Jira where we can have this clone where the admins can select what fields they want to clone. Again, I'm probably asking for a bit too much, but this is like a common thing that people want to do. When they are trying to clone something, they of course want to, save time. That is the objective, but you don't really want to clone each and everything. You may want to have this option where you can just allow certain fields to be copied. Also, when it comes to clone capabilities in Jira, if you're talking about fields, if you're talking about conditions, if you're talking about permissions, we should also have again this feature where we can perform clone on different levels. For example, if you have an epic, now epic can have stories or tasks or a number of issues. So it would be great if you can also clone those items under an epic. And if we have those issues under an epic, then you may have subtasks. So basically, when we are trying to perform clone, this clone should be like a deep clone, right? It can be also a bit more configurable. Again, we do these things quite easily using a script runner, or maybe by writing our own simple plugin Java app on Jira Data Center. But on cloud, of course, it is a bit difficult, or I should say it is not that straightforward. These things that I'm talking about, of course, clone, it is like a very common thing that many Jira users want to do. And when I talk about Jira users, I'm actually talking about project admins, project leads, project managers who are trying to ensure that they are able to clone the epic maybe after every new feature release. Maybe they want to clone all the issues under it. Maybe they also want to perform this clone based on certain fields. And again, you might ask, there are apps that can do that. Yes, there are apps that can do that, but I think it is a very common thing that people want to do in Jira. So this is something that I think should be there in Jira natively. And this video is basically for everyone. You could be a Jira user, you could be a Jira admin or consultant, or you could be a developer. You could be watching this video from Atlassian. So this is basically, my wish list. And of course, I have so many things that I can add. I will definitely, share and create more videos where I will talk about various features, announcements that I think should be there in Jira. I'm not really asking for too much, to be honest. I'm making this video and I'm saying this because people expect a lot from Jira. And Jira is, of course, a very popular tool. They use it for solving problems, for delivery, for collaboration. And I think when people are using these tools, they expect few things from Jira. And sometimes users are disappointed. And this is actually a problem. And I deal with these problems every day because when I'm working with someone, they might have come from a different company where there is another tool, or maybe they have experience of using another tool. So they are always looking for, based on their role, they're always looking for a specific feature that should always be there. And they're always complaining, which is, of course, fine because we can't really please each and everyone. But at the same time, there are few features that I think are now must have in Jira natively. So yeah, that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.